So, our topic today is, did Drake fall off after the beef? Now, so some of you, this might sound like a very stupid question, but it is actually valid.
Bro, what are you talking about?
It's actually a valid question that I think a lot of people are not talking about that I want to talk about today. Now, we all know how the beef went, and it was crazy. Like, the beef was actually crazy. I don't even have to talk about any of that, but, I am not here to talk about the beef. I'm here to talk about the aftermath of the beef, especially for Drake. So, after the beef, or during the beef, Kendrick numbers went up, like, crazy. When I said it went up, Kendrick at some point was doing 60 million streams a day. That's how crazy it went. But let me tell you, before the beef, Kendrick does like maybe 20 million a day, 15, 20 now of the Starty, maybe sometimes Starty on a good day. It did 60 fucking million streams a day after that beef. That's how crazy the beef was going for Kenny Clemma. But Drake at the other end, he received a significant amount of decline in his streams. And many people didn't notice this because, it's Drake. So I understand, because even though his music is stanking, he's still like the biggest. I used to see him doing Forty Tati, a bit of Gyms in thee. But people like me that are obsessed with checking tracks, with keeping tracks of Drake's numbers, we saw it like it was crazy. Drake dropped 13 songs that year. 13 fucking songs that year, and none of them became a hit. And this was good song. This was songs that on normal Drake day, Drake dropped, and it would take the whole world by storm. None of them was a hit. I'm talking about this psychic reading, something about No Face, House, Keeper, a lot of them. It was like they even dropped some on Carmina Cabello's album, and none of these was doing numbers. None of these even got to the top 10. That was crazy, that stuff. That. Do you know how bad it has to be for a Dreezy fucking Drake to drop 13 songs and none of them does Drake Know Us? It is crazy. And after the beef, it went on to drop some sexy songs for you. Personally, I don't like this song. I don't like the album. I mean, I'm a big Drake fan. Like, wait, let me show you some. I'm telling you, my Spotify is Drake's like every week. Drake's my know what. Every year, Drake's my know what. I love Drake, bro. Drake is my favorite artist. But I just didn't think that should be the album you should be dropping after a beef. I mean, what the fuck is the album for it? And there's a lot of Drake gladiators out there that say, I swear the album was good. I just wasn't feeling it, bro. Like, the album, it did piss me off. But, thank God a few songs stood out. Like, Die Trying. I think Somebody Loves You stood out. And Knock It, which I love Knock It, by the way. It was a good song. And from that, Drake managed to get some hits. But it wasn't still Drake hits. Like, Drake still, at that point, wasn't back on his, Drake level. And I still don't think he's back on that. And that's the main point of this video, because he dropped As My went crazy, but he's still not back on that Drake numbers. And some people still don't know that. If Drake drops an album on a normal day, let me say this very quick. Some sexy song for you, and how many units it did? That like 200K plus the first week. And that was an album that Drake promoted. If Drake drops an album without a promotion, it does 200K. And now Drake dropping an album with proper promotion and those 200K too. That is a very big decline. That's a very big decline, because Drake doesn't need to promote an album to sell 200,000 plus units. If Drake promotes an album, it's doing 10K. And that brings me to Iceman. Drake did a crazy promo for Iceman, bro. The iceberg thing, the whole of Toronto thing, this, that. It was going crazy. Everybody knew Jackie drop it. As that, as he dropped it, he needed 300K plus units first week. And, that's good, because the next week he did on the 100K, I think. So it was like, Drake is back. That's good. But me, who knew how Drake knew what was doing before the beef, I did not say he's back. He's back, but he's not back at like he's Drake started, because Drake did not do half of the problem that he did for Iceman for $40, and $40 sold 405K first week. That's how big Drake is. This is how big Drake is, and some people do not realize that. People think Drake is bad now. Drake is bad now. I mean, he is bad, but just not the way you guys think it. So do I think Drake will come back? You know, will he ever get that? The Drake, will he ever level again? I don't know. Probably might not. Because the level that Drake was some crazy level. I don't know if he'll be able to reach that again, but I hope it does. And I think maybe you might be able to do it. But, you know, Drake is still Drake. No matter how all that stuff that happened, it was still there. Higher stream rapper. He's still doing more weekly streams, more daily streams, more monthly streams, more yearly streams than every other rapper. No matter what happened to Drake after the beef, he was still one of the biggest artists on the planet. He's still the most streamed artist of our generation. What the fuck? He's the most streamed artist of our time. He has like 110 billion plus streams, and Drake is still him. But like, I'm just saying it's not a longer on that level. And that comes to, like, the beef was really bad, bro. Like, I don't think people understand how bad that beef was. It was really bad. So anyways, do you think Drake fall off or not? Personally, I don't think Drake fall off though, because fall off is a big word to use, but like it's stream dead tank. It's not doing numbers like it used to, but Drake did not fall off. So thank you for watching. My name is Hot Tank You High Tech A, and if you like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. And also, thank you for staying to the end. I love you. Bye. Arigato.